Thanks to one of my lovely commenters, subscribers perhaps, I haven't checked. Today's video is very exciting. We're going to be showing all of the plants, not just Hoyas, not just begonias, but all the plants in my home, in my collection. I'm really stoked about it, and I'm really stoked that you know who you are, commented, and requested this video. The reception on both of my past videos has been fantastic, and it just shows me that y'all want to see more. Y'all want to see more of my plants, and that just makes me really happy. I love sharing my plants, so let's get into it. Before I get into it though, if you would like, please like, subscribe, comment, all of those really help and tell me that y'all want me to stick around. Y'all want to see my plants. You want to see how I maintain them, how I grow them, what plants I get in the future. I'm going to be moving soon, so I'll probably record videos about that, so much more. So I'm just really excited where this channel is going to go and where my funds are eventually going to go, which is back into y'all and hopefully into places they are needed the most. That's a lot of other people and a lot of other organizations really need our support right now. So hopefully in the future, that's where this channel will be headed. And I'm super excited to share that with everyone and kind of really make this a really purposeful channel. And it is really purposeful as it is right now, but I foresee it being even more purposeful the longer and longer it is on the internet, I suppose. Now let's get into it. How about we get into it? I have my microphone set up now, so we can actually officially go into details on all of my beautiful plants. All right, why not start out in the room where I recorded the intro, and I also recorded my Hoya collection video. First off, we have this neon pothos. As you can tell, it has some bigger new growth. The older growth is a little bit smaller, and like pretty yellow green, and that's because it was really bright. Well, it was in this really bright light location over here. As you can tell, the camera is like, I'm sure you can, I'm trying to like shade the camera from all this light so it can like not get in the light, but you know, that doesn't work. So anyway, it was sitting over there, way too much light for it. So in some ways, and some places, it has kind of reverted a little bit, which basically means that darker green has come out. Yeah, darker green has come out a little bit more on some of the leaves, but kind of overall, it's doing better. Reverting is not necessarily our worst fear. We just want this plant to be thriving, and right now it really is. It's been growing so much more in this spot instead of that one. So we're just gonna keep it right here, and well, for now, before we move, and it's doing really well. You can see all of its roots. We keep it in this nice clear pot so that we can see the roots, and looks like it's putting out some new leaves. It's been kind of challenging to grow because it's been in too much light. There is such a thing as too much light for some plants, so be warned. Next, we have this beautiful Alocasia Frydek. It has kind of struggled in the past with spider mites. You can probably see if it will focus. You can probably see, let's see if I can zoom in. Just kind of some yellowing, some spotting, and the oldest leaves have died off. So that's a product of the stinky spider mites. But these two are doing fairly well, even though they have some yellow around the rims. This one has yellow on the tip. I think I underwatered it. This one is extremely sensitive to underwatering. As you can see, it has a little baby here, which is so cute, but it too is kind of like yellowing around the rim or the edges of a leaf. And then we have this beautiful new growth, which I'm super excited about. A lot of our plants are doing a lot better and are shooting out some new growth because it is springy time. So that's really cool. Next, we have one of my pride and joys, which is this pedatum or pedatum philodendron. And it is stunning, as you can see. It even has like what it looks like sport variegation. Maybe it's not sport variegation. If you know what this is, you know what to do in the comments. Help me out. What is this? I mean, to me, it looks like sport variegation. Anywho, you can kind of see how drastic this has matured it had no lobes really at all. And these aren't even the oldest leaves. The oldest leaves have fallen off, died off, gone yellow. But you can see, let's see if I can zoom in here, how tiny this little stem is. And then it gets massive as it grows. Oh, look at that chonker. Yeah. Really cool. So we've had a lot of success with this. It has come a long way from having like no lobes to having little baby lobes. And then it has the 4 lobes here. And then it has more wingy, let's see if I can find it, more wingy lobes. Even more definition in the lobes. And then it just kind of takes off. This one's really dark. It really just explodes into its maturity. This is the newest leaf, which I think is going to be the biggest leaf so far, but this one's, I think, still bigger. Has the sport variegation, and then we have a new leaf on the way. And it has all these nice aerial roots on it, which is super cool. We've pinned it / clipped it to this green pole, and it has these little like spots of what look like, they look like dew, little dew spots. Let me see if I can, will it focus? Oh, there we go. So little dew spots on the petioles or the kind of stems before the leaf. And apparently these are extra floral nectaries. I'm not 100% sure what that means, other than I think it attracts ants, if I'm not mistaken. But, you know, they're there. They kind of come mostly on the petioles. So that is the pedatum. Really love this one. It just has no issues, really. It just grows. It's been growing and exploding, like I said. This is the Hoya Dr. Ebok. If you've seen my Hoya collection video, you've already seen this beauty. It's still doing real well. It's working on some new leaves, it looks like. And this runner is running away. And now, as you can tell, it's kind of running this direction. And it was previously a little bit closer to this window. And so what this tells us is that it doesn't like the bright light because it's moving away. It's growing away from the bright light. So that's why I moved it back into this little corner here. And the Piper over here used to be in this corner, but it started to like get this all moldy, so I needed to move it. Next up, we have our angel wing begonia. If you saw my begonia video, you saw this one. It's actually now flowering, which is so exciting. This is the second begonia to flower in our collection. It looks like really similar flowers to the other begonia in my begonia video, so I can't wait to see what it looks like when it's bloomed. If it comes out before I upload this video to YouTube, then I will show a picture. Next up, we have some more alocasia. This is the black velvet. These came from corms from our original black velvet, which is in our bedroom, which we'll get to. These are so cute. We call these Alfred's babies because Alfred is the original plant, the parent plant. It looks like it has some sun stressing going on even. Like some really like pink red areas on the leaves. I don't know if you can see that, but maybe it's because the backs. Oh yeah, it's because maybe that's some edema, looks like, which is not preferable, but as you can tell, it's not really damaging the plant all that much, so that's okay. Next, we have this alocasia. This is the Cuprea, or Red Secret, I've also heard it called. It actually right now has an inflow, which is basically, I guess it's what spreads the pollen of the plant. So again, if this one pops open before I post this video, I will show a picture or a video or something of what this looks like. I don't think we've ever had an inflow on this before. Let's see if I can pick this up, get a better view. So these two are the oldest leaves. And then you can see the really nice purple backs. And then you can see kind of how the stem was really chonky, and then it got kind of skinny again, and then it got chonkier again. We have it kind of pinned to this wooden pole, and its corms have grown a few little tiny babies. This one is, I think, the cutest one because it's so bright reddish purple, and the shape of it is just really cute. And it's working on another leaf as well. Okay, now we have the Verrucosum, which I love so very much. I got this on my last birthday, and my birthday is on the 4th. So it's officially been more than a year since I got this fella, and it's doing so well. I'm really actually super proud of the fact that it's actually doing super good. If you know anything about Verrucosum, they're kind of more on the difficult side just because they're really velvety and they grow pretty slowly in most conditions. This one, yes, it is kind of slow, but honestly steady as well. As you can see, it's working on a new one and it's grown quite large. I'll show a picture of what it looked like when we first got it. And this is what it looks like now. This new leaf is so nice and long and dark. Again, if you know anything about Verrucosum, the older leaves become kind of yellow, not as dark. And so that's kind of what's happening here. It's also what's happening here. But this is a new leaf. This is fairly new. And this is the newest. There's one over here. It's kind of turned away from the sun. Very cute. And it's on this moss pole, so we have to keep it pretty moist. I'll also share on the screen where we got this fella. Actually close by to us. Anyway, we have this little prop here. We actually found this in the garbage, so we call this a trash plant, lovingly, of course. This was thrown away by one of our neighbors in our condo area. I'm sure it's just because they had like a cat and it was eating the leaves, because you can see these kind of like puncture marks in it. Maybe they had pests, and maybe it was a dog, but I just feel like, tell me if you agree, that looks like a cat was nibbling on this or scratching it. Anyway, I don't necessarily have any negative feelings toward the people who threw this away, but I'm really glad that we found it because it's grown these new leaves in our care, which are gorgeous and peach. Oh, they're just so nice. I love this so much. And it's working on a new leaf, which is so cool. And the roots are amazing. It's going to need a pot very soon here. So stay tuned if you want to see me pot this up. Gorgeous. It's a ficus. Not sure what type of ficus, but I will try to leave a name on the screen. Next up we have the sea serpent, or Sophia, still undetermined ID on this one, but no doubt beautiful. So if you saw my begonia video, I already talked quite at length about this fella right here. One of my favorites. It's doing quite well. It has this new leaf popping out, and it looks quite mature. As you can see, it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of these kind of defined leaflets, I guess you would call it, or spikes. And this is the second newest leaf, and it's quite big. So I'm hoping that this one will size up to that size as well, which is super exciting. Next, we have this purple peperomia. Again, I don't know its actual name. We just call it the purple pep. This one has been quite difficult. It's lost so many leaves. They kind of just turn this color, which is kind of more of a silvery color as compared to something like this, which is more purple, like a dark purple. And so it turns this color, and then the stem just kind of like crumples up and dies. And so it's done that quite a lot. So we've had this for a while. Yeah, we've had this for quite a while, but it hasn't done a super whole lot. It hasn't grown super big and bushy or anything like that, but that's okay. We're kind of just trying to get the conditions right for this fella. I think we've just been underwatering it quite severely, and that's why. But plant life, plant parenthood is a learning process for sure. Next up, we have another begonia, which is the Maculata. Very gorgeous, new leaf. Oh, it's so good. I think it's gonna, I mean, it already is like the size of its last leaf, the newest leaf. So I think, and it's not even hardened off yet. As you can tell, it's still like really light colored and still growing. So I'm super stoked to see what this one looks like at full maturity. And of course, I'll keep you updated. It is to working on a new one. If you saw my begonia video, I did talk again in length. If you want to hear more about all these plants, just let me know. This one is an Adansonii. Very cute. This was once multiple props, if you can believe it, and now it's this big bush, which is great. A lot of Adansonii we've seen look kind of sickly, honestly, which to us means just kind of, for plants, sickly looks kind of yellow, crinkly, just not super vibrant or shiny. And it's not the look that we particularly like for our plants, so it's kind of taken us a while to get here, to get to a healthy Adansonii, but I think the majority of the plant is doing fairly well. Now we have our Pubicalix or Pubicalix. It is growing, and it's trailing all the way up here. It has a double-headed leaf. It looks like a snake tongue, and it's working on a second one right there. So cute. But the problem is, if you follow it along, it is attaching to this light or chandelier. I don't know what you call this, but it's hanging from the ceiling, and thankfully it didn't go inside the hole, but it was trying to. It was trying to go inside the hole where it's being hung from the ceiling, but now it's just kind of, yeah, a little tangled up. So when we move, we'll have to take this off, but we might prop this section here because we're getting this double-headed situation, which is pretty cool. Okay, my camera is overheating a little bit, which is the same as I am, so I might have to take a little break here soon. But the next plant we have is Cupid. So this is Peperomia Cupid. It's super cute. It has some roughness around the edges, as you can tell. I think it's a product of the sunlight. It's kind of pretty bright in here for it, I think. And also, like, underwatering is super easy with this one because it has such a small, tiny pot. It needs to be up potted, and it just has so much foliage for that small pot. The foliage is looking really nice and pretty, I think. It kind of has some different genetics on it, looks like. Some are dark, some leaves are darker. Some leaves don't really have any variegation. Maybe that's a product of the light as well. But it's such a cutie. It's very sparkly at night. The leaves are super sparkly, especially the like bright white ones over here. Super bright and sparkly at nighttime. And you shine a flashlight on it. Here we have the String of Hearts propagation from the parent plant. This propagation has been a slower grower in comparison to the parent plant, which honestly we don't mind because the parent plant, if you can tell, has grown monstrously. All the way around here. We've looped it around the corner here, and it's come all the way down, all the way down, all the way down, and all the way down into the floor, onto the floor, I should say, and trailing. So we're okay with it being small like this for now. Now that the camera has stopped overheating, this is the Scindapsus Silver Cloud. We got this from a friend as a cutting, and now it's nice and big and beautiful. Super silvery leaves, as the name implies. And it has this new leaf coming out. Super beautiful. And we have Patrick's Baby. We call this Patrick's Baby because we have Patrick in our room. And Patrick is a massive plant. Massive snake plant. And this is one of its babies. And Patrick's baby has a baby. So this is Patrick's baby's baby. If you can see it. Patrick's baby's baby. There it is. Pride and joy. Up here, we have the red begonia. Again, not sure about the ID on this one, but this is the baby of the bigger red begonia that is looking a little sad if you saw my begonia video. This one's doing pretty well though. This is a Rex begonia. And we have the Mathilde. If you saw my Hoya video, I talked a lot about this one. Well, maybe not too much because I think I forgot this one. But it's on a trellis and it's super cute. It's growing fairly well. Sorry, fairly well. No complaints on this one. This one was just watered yesterday too. Now let's make our way over here. As we saw a little bit earlier, this is our Piper. It has some holes in it because I don't think it's getting the humidity it wants. And it wilts or faints very quickly and often. So you can see, maybe if you can see on my hand, just from touching this leaf, there's this like salt and pepper that comes off. You can see it on the stems of the leaf and also on the backs of the leaf. And this is normal. We thought that it was spider mites at first, but it's just naturally produced by this plant. So nothing to worry about. This one has been growing a lot, as you can tell, but it also has lost a lot of leaves because I don't think it's in its preferred environment. I think this one is more tropical maybe. It's used to more humidity, and so it hasn't been doing the best in our care, but it's still growing. It's still beautiful. Love the pink and the dark green on these leaves. Again, this is our string of hearts. Very long. You can see some of the leaves are sun stressed, so they get this really beautiful like sunset color to them. A lot of these leaves are very big over here, and then they get smaller over here and more dark, probably because they're getting less light. It also has these little balls that it grows. Really cool. And I think these are for propagation, so it kind of, if you wanted to cut this off and plant it, it would grow another plant. Up here we have a terrarium that I got for not my last birthday, but the birthday before that. So actually, what was it? My birthday was just recently, so not that birthday, not the birthday before that, but the birthday before that. So I guess it's been about 3 years. And as you can tell, the fern that we put in here is just coming out of the terrarium itself, and I think not much else is living in here. We haven't really checked it in a while, to be honest, thoroughly. We put some string of hearts and a few other plants in there, and pretty much they all died except for the fern. I think the fern kind of just took over, and now it's just hanging out. We water it every once in a while, but we kind of just let it be some kind of forest in there. So that's cool. Down here in some pretty bright light, we have a propagation of our Adansonii. So you can see the little variegation, or not variegation, the fenestrations on the leaves. This one was just recently watered. A avocado pit that I think is just on its way out. Honestly, I don't think this propagation worked, which kind of sucks, but also I'll probably just try again. I want to grow an avocado tree. We'll see if that ever happens. Over here we have a few plants. Let's start up top. We have this Marble Queen slash Snow Queen, we think, maybe. It's doing okay. It's not doing the best. We want a different spot for it when we move. We will, so that's good. And then this is the Manjula. I always get the Manjula and Enjoy mixed up because they kind of look similar to me. But this one, again, like this one, not doing their best, not growing super prolifically, but they're alive. They're doing okay. We'll have a better spot for them in the future. This is Brandy. We got this one in Oregon, actually. And it's growing for sure. It's a little leggy, so we'll probably chop it and prop it and just make one big pot of it like we did last time. Yeah, it's been chopped and propped before, so this one is quite a difficult one to grow. It seems to not mind this place too much, but as you can see, kind of the edges are darker and better growth, so I think it's too much light, honestly. We'll probably find a better place at our new place. This is our shelf of philodendron. We have our silver sword. We have our white wizard, I believe, or princess. No, yeah, I think it's a princess. And then we have the pink princess. And sadly, I tried to pop this one out. If you have any of these plants, you know how difficult it is for these to pop out new leaves. I tried to help this one and kind of sort of decapitated it a little bit, but I just kept the two parts together. Hopefully they'll like heal together so that the leaf will still get nutrients. It hasn't died yet, so I'm hoping that it's going to be okay, but we'll keep you updated. This one has put out quite a variety of variegated leaves. This is probably one of my favorites right here. But yeah, I think it wants more humidity because, as you can see, just when it comes out of the leaf shaft, it just kind of gets destroyed. So this one's a work in progress. This one too, but not to the same extent. I think this one I just popped out of its leaf shaft and it's doing pretty good. It does have some damage to it, but pretty much all these leaves have damage. This one has really good genetics as well. Really a lot of good variegation. This one is oldest leaf. Then the silver sword. This one has the easiest time popping out leaves for some reason. And they're nice and silvery and beautiful. So these all three are actually doing really well in this light. They seem to really like the bright light. And down here we have our quote-unquote succulents. This one I got from my lovely friend, Montreal. It's still doing really good. It even has a baby. I don't know if you can see it, but it's working on a baby. It's so precious. Precious little baby. I'll put the name on the screen because it's eluding me right now. This one is a flapjack. This one has seen better days, honestly. I had to spray it with some soapy water because it had like spider mites. It also had this like disease, I think, where it had like brown specks on it. But now it's doing a lot better. The newer growth looks really good and powdery. Very cute. And in this cute pot that my wife made. She painted it. It's so cute. And then we have this jade propagation. So you can tell it has a scorch mark right here. That's just because it moved from up here to down here. And this is much more light than up there. And so it got a scorch mark, but it hasn't seemed to mind all that much other than that. Looks like it's doing pretty well. This was a propagation we actually found on the ground next to a big jade bush. It was huge, the biggest jade bush we've ever seen. And we thought, well, it's on the ground, it's detached from its parent plant, so might as well take it home and try to propagate it, and it worked. So that's cool. This little pot we got from Save Mart. This is our ZZ Raven. It lost all of its original stalks and leaves, but it sprouted up all these new ones. These are all new growth. And as you can tell, they're still hardening off. They're still coming to full maturity because they have this light green. And then on the tips, you can see this dark color. And that's what they're all going to eventually look like, or all going to be colored this. This one, as you can tell, already has this color. And this one is even better example. Very dark, very beautiful. And yeah, this one, the new growth, is all so much healthier than the old growth. So it was really sad and kind of scary to see all the old growth kind of fall off, but it was in a really shady spot in our room. And we thought it was okay because everyone says that ZZs don't really need that much light, but if you want your ZZs to grow and continue to grow and not just be stagnant, they need more light and more water. So that's why we put it over here in this bright light location and gave it a lot more water, and it's really done extremely well. Next we have the Rhophidophora tetrasperma that we got from a friend as well. We kind of chopped it at some point, as you can tell right here, and it kind of just stayed growing because it had a aerial root that was rooted, and it just kept growing. So we just put it back in the pot, and as you can see, it's a little bleached, but I think it's still doing well. It's still popping out some leaves, not as quickly as I would like. The leaves aren't as dark or as fenestrated as we would like, but we will find a new place for it soon. And we have the Enjoy, which is doing fantastic. It has lots of trailing vines, and such pretty variegation, as you can tell, if you can tell. Very cute. Then we have the Brazil, or maybe the other one, maybe it's mixed with the other one, because I do see that it has cream, but it also has yellow variegation in the center, so I think that's a different philodendron as well that has the cream, not just the yellow. So if you know what that's called, leave it in the comments. It does seem to have some, maybe that's edema or sun stressing. But other than that, it's doing really well. It's doing a lot better. It was like closer over to this light, and it was getting too much light, so we moved it farther, and it's doing better, so that's good. Now on to some stuff in the kitchen. We have these propolis right here. I think this is a Peperomia Napoli. Not 100% sure though. It's not doing the best. I think I overwater it sometimes and underwater it. Sometimes I forget it's here, to be honest, because it's away from all of our other plants. This is a watermelon Peperomia. It's working on a new leaf, so I think it's doing okay. But as you can see, the leaves are a little rough. They're not very oval or rounded shaped. My camera is heating up again, so I might have to pause here. But these two are Tradescantia. This one is kind of a smaller, like more viney version. And then this one is a more purple, hairy version. And it's kind of more upright standing. Very cute though. These ones are really low maintenance, honestly. They just live in this little kitchen window we have. Now on to, let's say, the living room. Almost forgot this little beam. This is a Syngonium confetti. it is being isolated because it had thrips. Poor little fella. But it's doing pretty good now. We spray it every once in a while and make sure that the thrips are at bay. I don't see any signs of thrips right now, but you know how they are, if you know anything about thrips. So, yeah, super pretty. I really love the pink speckles, and it even has some sectoral variegation, so that's pretty cool. This one in particular, really nice. Right, so this is in our living room. We have a Ctenanthe. It has lost most of its variegation. I think it has some kind of fungal infection, so it's also struggled with spider mites, which it might still have. Unsure. But it is very cute when it's variegated. I'm hoping we can find a better spot for it in our new place so that it can thrive instead of just be surviving right now like it is. This one's called CPGP. Don't ask me why. And we have this very leggy, needing a propagation, a chop and prop, Regal Shield. Is that what it's called? No, Persian Shield. It's very purple in its newer leaves, and then it kind of comes more silvery. Maybe that's because the older leaves die off, unfortunately, in our care. I think it's just because I underwater it and it needs to be propped and chopped and all that good stuff. This is one of the begonias that I showed in my begonia video, the RS, Robert Schatzer, or whatever. This is another Scindapsus. This is Scindapsus exotica. Really nice big leaves. Really gorgeous. This one just got watered. Next, we have these plants over here. We have a Philodendron lichens. We call this one Velvy Mike. Very cute. This one has struggled with spider mites, so it's seen better days, but I think it's rejuvenating itself, which is super cool. This is one of the newer leaves over here, if it will focus. Very cute. These are some of the smaller Hoya in our collection that I showed in my Hoya video. They are doing quite well. So you can see this one has lots of new leaves, and it has this little trailing runner here. Very cute. And then we have this one. This one also has a little runner coming off right here. This one is surprisingly even getting a runner with some new leaves coming out. So that's super exciting. This one is the Wilbur Graves, and this one is the Freckle. These two are Lacunosa. I think this one is Lacunosa Jawa Barat, and then this one is Fraser Hills. This Freckle is also putting out some new, looks like this is a new runner down here, and then we have some new leaves coming out. This is actually its newest and maybe its biggest leaf yet. Super big and gorgeous Freckle leaf. Below that, we have this Golden Pothos. Doesn't have a whole lot of variegation on it, except for maybe these ones. This one too has been struggling. I think it needs a different spot maybe. We might chop and prop it as well because it's in this really big pot. And then we have our Obovata, which surprisingly, after my Hoya video, after talking shit about it, honestly, almost really talking shit about it, it started growing more leaves. Almost as if to say, F you. You thought you knew. You thought you knew me, but you were wrong. This is its newest leaf, and it's beautiful. really gorgeous. Has new leaves popping out all over the place now, so it's doing a lot better. I think it's a matter of watering, and I put a little bit of fluval stratum in with this, with its original potting mix, and I think it really liked it for some reason, so yay! Lastly, in our living room is Lowell, which is our Monstera deliciosa. And Lowell is doing fairly well. Hasn't upsized really at all since we've gotten it. Upsized, I mean like in its leaf size or fenestrations. Hasn't really had a whole lot of growth, I would say. I think it's just because it's not getting enough light. But it still has popped out quite a few new leaves. Looks like it's working on one right here, maybe. And we love Lowell. Let me turn Lowell around. We call Lowell Lowell because Lowell came from Lowe's. And Paige's grandpa says Lowe's Lowell. So that's how it got its name. Gorgeous. Gorgeous Lowell. We are probably going to chop and prop this. Kind of start over a little bit with it when we move to our new place. Okay. And as you can see, it has these massive aerial roots that we just kind of stick back into the soil. Okay. It's on this little wheeled stand here, so it makes it easy to move, because this one is our biggest plant in our collection. Beautiful. Right, next is our bedroom. Actually, our bedroom or our craft room. Let's see. Don't mind the laundry, but this is our craft room. Up here we have some props. This one is a Velvy mic prop. This one is a neon prop. Very cute. This is Lucky Bean. And Lucky Bean got its name because it has had spider mites, thrips, probably a fungal infection, but it has come back like 3 times from nothing. So of course it's very lucky, and it's even working on a new leaf. Of course, when I zoom into it, it blurs it out, but yes, Lucky Bean is working on this new leaf. This is a Calathea. Oof, I can't remember the name of it. This is gorgeous. It's a gorgeous Calathea. This is our only Calathea because all the other ones have died. That is correct. Something about our environment here, our watering, whatever it is, our care, Calathea do not vibe with. So we only have this one left, but it is a gorgeous one and we love it. It has beautiful like purple backs when it gets a lot of light. Right now it's not, because it's kind of isolated from the other ones because it has suffered so much from pretty much any kind of pest. So it's staying here for now. But maybe someday it'll grow up real nice and big and healthy. Over here by our computer, we have another prop of Velvy mic. This prop I think is doing better than the original plant as well. It is just really thriving. And such cute little baby foliage. I know I just touched the, yeah, I should probably not touch it. I'll spray it. Don't worry, I'll spray it. Don't worry. I'll spray it. And lastly, in this room is this little angel wing as well. Doing pretty good. Working on some new leaves. This one looks like it's a new leaf. Such a cutie. I love how small the new leaves are, and then they just kind of explode and expand. Now on to our room. When you first walk into our room, we have the spider plant, and it has some babies growing off of it. It had some flowers. I'll probably show some pictures of its flowers. They're very cute little white ones. The spider plant actually used to live over there, but we think it might have been getting too much sun because it started to get kind of crispy like this. The tips kind of get crispy. Don't worry, I'll spray that one as well. Here's our little label for it. Chlorophytum comosum spider plant. Here's another little baby it's growing. And this one had the carrot roots, if you saw that video. It has huge carrot roots inside here, and it already needs to be repotted because when it's dry, it just comes out as one big chunk. Even when it's wet, honestly, it comes out as one big chunk. Just this big old root ball. Here's another Scindapsus. This is Scindapsus argyrius. This one is our oldest Scindapsus, I think. Has these beautiful tendrils. We even needed to pin it up here because it trailed all the way down to the floor. It's doing super well. We love this plant. So beautiful and shiny, silvery speckles, and its trails just look so beautiful too. Very aesthetic. Next we have Sperry, which is an asparagus fern. And this is its new frond. So cute! I love when it pops out new fronds. This is one that it's working on popping out too. It does get kind of dry and it'll have like crispy parts when it gets underwatered, which is pretty easy to do with this one. But this one bounced back pretty well after pretty severe crispiness and kind of just like all the fronds just kind of dried up. So this one's really lucky too. I really love it. It's right next to where I sleep. Whenever this light is on, or if let's say I put my phone light on the table and it's shining upward, it projects this beautiful shadow onto the walls of this plant. And it just kind of gives this really cool effect. It's so fluffy and ferny, even though it's not technically a fern, I don't believe. But it's so cute and luxurious feeling.
Next we have this plant, and it kind of just sits around and it doesn't really do much, but it's also very cute. And then this plant is still being potty trained, even though it's like 2 years old. Yeah.
This is the Fedor, yes. This is the Fedor. Of course it's blooming. It's always blooming. Literally always blooming. It's literally always having gorgeous leaves as well. So nothing new here. If you saw my begonia video, it's doing very well. This is Patrick. So this is the parent plant to Patrick's baby. Patrick has quite a few babies anyway, though, too. Like, this is a baby. This is like the main plant over here. Again, this is a snake plant. It's doing really well. Camera's heating up again. This is Alfred. So this is the parent plant to Alfred's babies. This new leaf is doing so good. And it pops out a shit ton of corms. So that's why we have some props. This is the prop box that has some begonia cuttings in it. No leaves yet in there, so no need to show. This is the infamous Lisa. And believe it or not, it's working on another peduncle. Let's see if I can catch it. Yep, there's the peduncle. Pedunky dunk. And as always, this one is flourishing. It's doing so very well. That's my alarm to go to therapy. So, we'll see you a little bit later. Okay, back from my wonderful therapy session. And we are finishing off the bedroom, which is the last couple of plants we have in our house. We have this begonia, which I believe I ID'd as a pink spot begonia. It's doing very well with its new leaf. Very cute and sparkly. Let's see if I can get a zoom in on here. Oh yeah, super cute. All right. And then next to it in this little tray here are some props. As you can see, it's still wet. Some Let's see. We have some Adansonii props, and I believe some brandy props in here. So that's pretty cool. You just water this little tray and they get hydrated. We have some String of Hearts props in here that have been in here for like probably a year now. So they need to be moved or something, maybe into the terrarium. And then we have our red begonia that is actually bouncing back, believe it or not. This beautiful, beautiful red nail polishy leaf, just doing so well. Even though some of the other leaves are not doing as well, that has not stopped it from growing back. So soon I will be recording a video of me chopping this plant up so that all the leaves can look like this. Just gorgeous. And if you saw my last begonia video, you will see what it looked like with all of the leaves that looked like this. Super cool. The last two plants, we have our Carnosa, which is the Crimson Queen here. Still pink on this newest leaf. It's gorgeous. It's on this trellis here. As you can see, it put out another runner with some leaves gonna come out on it soon. And then we have another ficus. I think this is the Shiveriana, something like that. It's beautifully variegated. It started out as such a tiny little plant with such tiny little leaves, and now it's grown up with such beautiful big leaves and variegation. Just each leaf it puts out is so beautiful and unique. And it's working on a new one. This is its newest leaf. So gorgeous. And those are all the planties in our house. All right, and now we have our outdoor plants. We have this beautiful blue spruce, blue baby spruce. It's gorgeous. I love how it works on these little spirals here. When they come out, they turn into all these different spines, which are their leaves. As you can see here, it was $32 at Green Acres. It has some kind of dry, dying pine leaves right here. Or I guess spruce leaves, because that's, I mean, are spruces pines? I think they might be. As you can see, there's some, I think it just got kind of scorched in the sun. The spring kind of hit pretty quickly, or at least the spring heat and sun hit pretty quickly, and this is in full direct sun, which is supposed to be, but I think it just kind of, yeah, maybe it shocked it. So this side is kind of more bare. So just kind of turned it, but I try to turn it every once in a while so it can kind of get a 360 sun exposure. I love this little tree. We got it in Christmas time, December, instead of getting a full real Christmas tree that gets cut down. We want to transition to a fake tree and keeping this real tree alive, and maybe someday putting Christmas lights and ornaments on it. Then we have our other planties out here. This is another neon pothos. It's really not doing hot. I don't think it likes it out here too much, but looks like we have a little seedling of some kind of tree maybe growing in the pot, which is pretty cool. And then we have another Tradescantia. This one is the purple one. It's doing okay. A little rough around the edges because it's outside. Then we have our other begonia. This is the parent plant to the other angel wing begonias. It's doing okay. Still alive, for sure. Again, plants that live outside are a little bit more rough. And then we have some succulents here. Looking very cute. A lot of these succulents we saved from the trash too. So these are trash sucks. Some bear paws, I believe. Some cacti. And this is a cute little succulent that we got from Paige's grandma. And I believe it is getting ready to bloom. So that's pretty cool. And this is the view from our apartment. Lots of beautiful trees.
Ew! What the heck is this thing? I never seen a plant look like this before. Oh, God.
All right, those are all the plants that I have in my home, all the plants in my collection. We have a really broad variety, I believe. Begonia, Hoya, philodendron, Scindapsus, pothos. We have alocasia, another S word, syngonium. Persian shield. We have Xanthanthe. Am I hitting them all? Ficus, trash plants, succulents, cacti, curticii. We have a bunch of different plants in our home that are super lovely. A lot of them need some TLC. A lot of them we're going to be chopping and propping. A lot of them, and actually all of them, are going to be moving with us soon. We are likely going to be moving this year. Fingers crossed. So if you want to see anything relating to any of these plants, if you want more information about these plants, if you want to see the life cycle of these plants, please stick around, like, subscribe, share, comment. All of that really helps, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye, friends.